Context is to provide background or some understanding as to why something happens, but we have to question what context does and why doesn't matter. Sometimes people use context to justify actions and choices. Sometimes people use context to justify the impact of an action or mitigate the reaction. Context is not for justification, nor for mitigation. For example, if someone angrily yells at you, the context for why they are yelling at you doesn't matter. They've yelled at you. One could argue that it's to teach a lesson. We could ask if that lesson could have been taught without angrily yelling. When someone hits you, does the context matter? Legally, there may be, but morally and ethically, that's up to discussion. It doesn't make the impact any better at that moment, nor will it ever justify the impact for it. If someone were killed, does the context justify that person's death? If the deceased was a criminal, does it make it better? If the deceased became a criminal because they were stealing food to feed hungry children, does that change how we view that someone was killed? On the flip side, does context make the good work more impactful? If someone donates books to children because they found the magic of books as a child, does the context make the good work better? If someone were a terrible corporate overlord, but they donated all their money to charity, does the context sour the donation? Context is history. It is there to provide guidance for future scenarios. It gives us understanding of how to avoid these scenarios or do better in our own lives. But it doesn't make something true. It doesn't make something okay. Context matters before you make an action. We will unpack more about intent and justifications of actions, but for now, these are my 2 minutes.